Let me share my screen. All right, can everyone see everything? Megan, you sent yours in as PNGs, I think.
Yeah, I just resent them as PDFs. I saw your message, so.
That's okay. Let's take a look at them. I can look at them this way too. So you're doing Oatly. This is going to be, how big are these containers?
They're like the half gallon.
Okay. So these are three distinct looks. Do you have a favorite?
Um, I'm kind of leaning towards the pink and the like brown one, but I kind of like all of them.
Let's see. Pink and brown. Is that this one?
Yeah. I don't know.
Comments. What do you guys think between the three looks?
I like the first or the third one. I mean, the second one is really cute too, but I feel like it's kind of the background is plain.
Well, the only thing with this one is you're really being specific, moms with kids like Oatly. So if I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
single guy, I might think this is like, a kid's drink. I really
Gotcha.
like I really like this one, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of digging that one too.
A couple things on here. Your colors are really muted on the screen, and if this actually goes to print, it's going to look really dark and dingy on here.
Mm-hmm.
I would, let me see. I have your stuff in Photoshop too, I think. So it's this one. So I think what you need to do is really think about this color on here. Is that actually brown?
It's like a dark brown. I didn't want to go full black.
I get that, but it's reading as black.
Okay.
I think you're going to have to brighten this up, because unless you pull out a Pantone color, it's going to be really, even if you want something like more in here.
Ooh, that's cool.
Thanks, that'll be $2,000. You do have the opportunity. I like this type where it's just shapes.
Uh-huh.
That's another opportunity to add some color in there if you wanted to.
Okay.
It could be something kind of in the same range, just to give it a little bit more shelf presence in there.
Ooh, that's cool.
And then I appreciate you didn't want to go full black, but you have to go to a point where there's a little bit of color in there.
Okay.
Probably not that. What would look really cool with this is more like a steel blue kind of color.
Oh.
Go dark with it.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll be another $2,000. I hate this. What happened here?
I wanted to like kind of go with the diagonals. I probably didn't like slant the type in like the best way.
Um, Here's the thing. It just looks like you overly italicized the font.
Okay.
And what's a little weird about it is, so I'm dealing with this. I don't know, for whatever reason, my space bar is not working. So I always use that shortcut. So that's bugging me. I have to keep going to the hand thing. Whatever font you chose, it's a little weird because the K is not lining up. It looks like the
Mm-hmm.
type. This doesn't look like it. First of all, it doesn't look like you have the same angle on here.
Okay.
So you really want to make sure you match that pretty exact on there.
Would you suggest a different font or should I just
Yeah, because I
share
don't know
it
what's up
better?
with this font. Look, the K is going at a totally different angle, unless this font doesn't have a K that comes and touches
Mm,
the baseline in here. What
okay.
would be a good, and the other thing you might want to consider is, let me find my type tool. Keep in mind, I'm doing this in Photoshop right now. You're probably going to want to make this more prominent so that people don't grab it by mistake thinking it's, let me do heavy. So I'm using Avenir right now. And what you want to do with this is now, first of all, never do type in Photoshop. I'm just doing this because I don't have everyone's fonts. You want to really make sure you match this angle up exactly. So I'm just making sure the type lines up to that diagonal you created.
Mhm.
And then I would make it larger. Maybe it's not in white. Maybe you can pick up the lighter color. Maybe we can pick up the color from here. I don't know. But yeah, play around with that a little bit. Oh, where's
Okay,
my
I will.
eyedropper? It's not, you get the idea on here.
Mhm.
But yeah, it looks like you stretch the type. That looks
Okay.
really, and I would tighten your leading up here as well.
Okay, cool. I'll play around with it.
Yeah, and I think this, you can get away with going smaller on it.
On the nutrition label?
Yeah, it looks a little
Okay.
horsey in here. Sorry. Keep forgetting what program I'm in.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you could go considerably smaller with it, I think. I would get it away from the barcode
Okay.
because the lines in here are going to confuse the barcode
Mm.
reader. So put it off to the side, or at least get enough of a, usually they tend to want it near the top at people's eye level on there, somewhere in here. So just think about it. So the design is good. One thing I will show you too, Megan, in here, I don't know how much memory you have in your whichever computer you're using on here. I'm going to open dimensions on here. There is a carton in here you can use.
Oh, but there is.
Yeah, so let me open this up. So I put videos up on how to do a 3D render in Photoshop, which will be easier for you.
Okay.
Here's the thing with dimension. It takes a lot of memory, and I think they have a preloaded in. I thought they had a milk carton in here. They don't. I can buy you one. Here, let me see if they have one here. Let's see.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can, let's see, you get 10 free Adobe stock images, so I can buy this. Let's see. I have to do it afterwards. Well, if it's
Okay.
free, why are they going to charge me? Anyhow, so for those of you who want to use Dimension, there's a video on how to do it. Let's see. So for most of you, what you can do is the first thing, and this is a big heads up, I accidentally left this off at the beginning of the video. The default on here does everything in centimeters. You can change it to inches. And then you also need to change this to 300. Okay, there's going to be barking for just a minute.
It's okay.
All right. And once you do that, what I recommend doing for most everyone, you can come in here and start with the tall box and just drag it in here. And then what you can do with this is you can actually come in here and change the size on this. So if you want to, you can actually enter the size down here that you want. And in the video, it will show you how to do it. And what's great is you can really just drag and drop your graphics on here. So there's a video on how to do it. Here's the thing, this part of it is really fine and easy to work with, and you won't run into any issues. It's when you get to the very end and you come up here and hit render. Hux, you
Mm.
gotta stop. When you hit render, that's where the memory issues come in. So I really recommend everyone give it a shot, and at least try it and get familiar with it. And what I'll do, Megan, I will buy a 3D model of a milk carton for you if you want to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, would you send me an email and remind me in that? And there's a
Yes.
great, if you ever want to get into doing these 3D renders, there's a great website called Turbo Squid. And they're pretty, they're cheaper than Adobe actually. So if I do milk carton. So, and actually, if you want to, Megan, go on this site, find one you like. And the one thing I'll recommend too, in my announcement on Monday, I put a link to someone else's tutorial on dimensions. And if you want to do something where you want to do multiples of it like this, she shows you how to do it. So she actually does, I forget what she's doing, of some kind of like lotion or something. But so Megan, go to turbosquid.com, find one that you like in here and I'll buy it and then I can
Okay,
send it
cool.
to you.
Sweet.
They come as just object files. All right, here comes the gardener. There will be barking. I'm just warning you. Anyhow, so I think this is a really great start. And just remember, you want shelf presence. So
Mhm.
I think you want brighter colors. You could even tighten up your leading between your vertical type a little. That will allow you to get a little bit bigger in the space as well.
All right.
But it looks great.
Cool.
All right,
Thank you.
next up. Let me close yours out here. Any other volunteers before we go back here?
I can
Can
go.
I go?
Let's see. Who is all? Here's the thing. When I'm sharing my screen, I can't see who's talking.
Oh,
Who was first?
I
Valeria,
think,
was that you?
I think I was a little bit after, but I don't know. I don't know who the
Who
other
was
person
ahead
was.
of Valeria?
That's okay. It was Gemma, but you can go first. It doesn't matter at all.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Valeria, let's see yours. Buttered popcorn. So talk to us.
I don't know how to describe. Well, I decided to do the Act 2 popcorn box because I've had it like I think my entire life, and I've always hated the design of it. I don't know. I just think it's really like cheesy and old school. So I decided to do like a super modern version of it. And I kind of wanted to do more exciting colors for the front of the box. So I kind of did just a version where it was just the cool colors and like type, and then I did one with like the photograph of popcorn like behind it, like with the letters punched out. So yeah.
All right, comments. What do you guys think?
I like the cutout for the letters. Cool.
I love the real bright colors. I might pick a brighter color than this pumpkin color.
Okay.
The problem is if you put pure orange against the pure blue, you're going to get someone's head vibrating out of there. That's whenever you do complementary colors like that. Let me find yours. No, let's see. There you are. So whenever you do this, oh, for just a split second, my hand worked again. So yeah, I'm not crazy about the pumpkin. The problem is if you do choose a real pure orange on here, it's going to make your eyes vibrate.
Yeah.
What you could do is cheat and not go for a pure orange, maybe go more for something that's a little redder.
Oh, cool.
That would look really great. And it's not,
Cool.
you're not going to get the vibration to it. Here's the big issue I have on here. So are those actually windows or is that a photo of popcorn through there?
No, it's a photo. It's not a window.
Okay,
Yeah.
because If you're planning to have the popcorn words be windows, you're going to run into problems with kind of structural stability on there. What I would
Yeah,
do
yeah.
is when you do the 3D render, put the photo of the popcorn in last. Don't put it in, try and put it in perspective. And what you might have to do is do a little selective on your popcorn popping or popcorn image.
Okay.
What you may have to do, and again, I don't have your layered files in here. Where you get really, really dark spots in the popcorn, see the
Mhm.
R reads better because it's all kind of similar, and the N reads really well because you have really similar tones.
Yeah.
Where you have these dark spots, what you can do is on the photo in Photoshop, go and grab this dodge tool. It looks like a lollipop. And what you can do is when you're in the dodge tool, you have a choice to either do the shadows, the midtones, or the highlights. What we want to do is lighten the shadows a little bit.
Okay.
You don't want to do 100% because that's going to just blast it out. Oh, maybe you do. So I would just maybe selectively go in here
Oh, cool. Okay.
and lighten it on your photo where it gets dark. That way the words will pop. But I love this. I especially love all this type on the side. I think that's brilliant.
Cool. Thank you.
And yeah, this will definitely, what would be, I think, cool on here, let's go to your, oop. So what you may want to consider is one side of the box is with the photo and one side of the box is without, or these are different, totally different looks.
No, they're super similar. The only difference is that the one has the photo behind it and the other one has like the slightly to the side type.
Go ahead and finish the one with the photo.
Okay,
I
cool.
think it's better, and I think it has a lot more shelf presence in it.
Cool.
I love this type on the side, so I think that's just really elegantly designed. This is going to be kind of heresy, but if it were me for a portfolio piece,
Mhm.
you're stuck with the horrible Act 2 logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might make it a little bit smaller. What you can do is, and again, I'm in Photoshop here. What I would do is drop a guideline on here. I think you want lover to line up there.
Okay.
And then I would
Gotcha.
actually make your, I would make their logo. Is this part of their logo or not? Did you add that in there?
No, I think it's part of it. Yeah. I think it can also just be the act 2 as well, but
I would make this a little bit smaller, get a little bit more space in here between that.
okay.
And I think that'll look better. Yeah,
Yeah.
smaller is better. And
Yeah,
just
that looks good.
line everything up here. And I think it's going to be great.
All right, cool.
these. Yeah, beautiful work. Can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see it. All right, next up, Gemma, did you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Let me find you here. Tazo. All right, so talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, so their like original design is kind of just plain and like has, you know, the T's on it and like the type of T, but I wanted to make kind of modernize it and make it more simple and more attractive on the shelf.
Comments, what do you guys think? Where'd you get the shot of the T?
On the I think it's Unsplash or something.
Unsplash?
Yeah.
It's a great shot. Comments, what do you guys think?
I like the background on the front with all the type.
Yeah, that looks really great on here. One thing I might want to do, what font are you using for everything?
Ooh, I can't remember the name of it.
Here's the thing, I'm a little torn in that part of me really likes the simplicity of using the same sans serif type and everything on here.
Mhm.
Part of me also thinks maybe the the flavor should be popped out in a different font so it differentiates it.
Yeah.
I could go either way. What do you guys think?
Yeah, if the flavor was just a little different, that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, maybe balance it. If anything, I would find a complementary serif font. It could be a modern serif font, maybe something with a slab serif.
Mhm. Okay.
I'll tell you what, you're the designer on it. So ultimately it'll be your call. I'd
Mhm.
love for you to at least look at it. One of the things though that is going to bug me till the end of time though. Ah, so it looks like I'm getting a new keyboard today. That sucks. All right. So here's the thing. What's bugging the hell out of me is that your T is off center.
Mhm. Yeah. It was off-centered in the picture, so I could maybe just move it over
Yeah, but
more.
it's on a dark black background. If you need to, you
Okay.
can extend out the photo
Yeah.
on here.
Okay.
So yeah, so open your original file, and then if you need to add more dark background,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's always going to bug me. I think you really need to, so it's looking like you need to add only about a half
more.
an inch or something in there.
Okay.
It would be great if the type as a pattern in the background. I think you can go ahead and continue that on the background. Maybe it gets darker up here.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
ingredients can get much smaller. Do you remember what point size it is?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Whatever it is, you got to forgive me. I guess because I have my dogs locked in my office right now, one of them decided to fart to pay me back on here. Oh my God. All right. So smaller type here, this looks, I'm going to guess it's like 14 point. You could take it down to like 11 or 10 point.
Okay.
Or at least the word ingredients, because, you know, if you want to, if you're trying to say that the tea is all natural
Mm-hmm.
ingredients, maybe there's some utility in having them be, have the ingredients be that large. Where'd you get the Unilever logo from?
It was the website you linked.
Here's the thing, and let's see, brands of the world. So let's see if I'm logged in. It looks like I'm logged in. Unilever. So when you download these logos, what you will find on them is that hang on. Why is that not opening? Come on. There we go. So when you download logos from brands of the world, these are all vectors, but one of the things you're going to discover is they usually have a white box. Oh, does it not have a white box?
It did. I didn't add one onto it.
Okay, I may have downloaded a different one. What happens with a lot of these logos, I'll just put one in here, is when you download them, it comes loaded with a white box. Prepare for some barking, I'm sorry to say. So what happens is these logos usually come this way. And just be aware, you don't have to use the white box. So go back to the original file, find that outline shape and just delete it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you can do with your design is you don't have to use it in Unilever blue here. If you want to choose a color that's more in keeping with your design, I always go into art history because they have some really nice, rich colors. So for your tea, you might want to go into something like, oh, Oh, there is a box back there. I knew there was. Yeah, so there's always hidden boxes back there. But you can go ahead and choose a color that works better. Maybe it's, you know, a lighter color that would work against your dark background.
Mhm.
But you're not required to put the white box around it.
Okay.
Technically, they're going to probably want you to use Unilever blue, but it's not going to show up on your background.
Mhm.
So I would just go ahead and choose, pick one of the colors out of the T in this light range.
Yeah.
But this is
okay.
going to look great when it's all done. I think you're going to be really happy with it.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, and continue. Yeah, I would try the pattern on the back and maybe
Mhm.
make it so light that it doesn't interfere
Yeah.
with your ingredients type. But that looks great. Nicely done.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, next. Any volunteers, or we'll do Bigelow? Whose is this?
Yeah, it's mine. I would like to
Oh,
go.
Winnie. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Let's scan back here. So tell us your thoughts on here.
Yeah, so Bigelow is like a tea brand. It's been around since 1945. And I decided to create like an illustration that kind of incorporates like her story of how she started. She was in her kitchen in her brownstone, which is the building in the middle of the teapot thing. And she created like her first recipe. It has like some orange flavors. So I added some orangey shapes around. And I did incorporate like the teapot because they had it in their original logo. So I decided to put it in as well, even though like, yeah, of course it's tea and there's a teapot, but also like, it has like a weird name too, like constant comment. I don't know. So I think it does need something that really tells you like it's tea.
Can I be honest with you and tell you, I actually redesigned this box when I was in college too.
Oh yeah.
And I also did it with an illustration. So obviously you have my attention with it. I love your illustration. The only thing on the illustration is you're going to have to find a different color for the branches
Oh, okay.
because they're just not popping off here. Either that or choose a but I like this really deep blue, kind of blue. It's kind of a deep teal color. I want to be able to see the branches a little bit more.
Okay.
Even if I have it open in Photoshop too. Let's see, there we go. What you can do, let's see what color you have for that branches on here.
Yeah, there's like some issues with the illustration I need to fix, like random white parts around.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, welcome to the world of Illustrator. I just did, well, here's the thing you could do. You could either go to black or really dark with it to get them to show up. Let me tolerance. Yeah, let me do that. So you could go dark with it to show up,
Hmm.
or you could take the color you already have and just go with a kind of lighter grayish color version of it.
Oh, okay.
But we need, to get the charm of your illustration, we really need to see the branches on there.
Okay.
So you just need to take it, we just need to take it into a little different value, because I'll show you, if you look at what this looks like without color in it, you can see how much of the same value you have in the branches and the leaves there. So it's not so much an issue with the leaves because they're so different. The only other thing I would say on here, I know it's part of the name where they have the quotes on constant comment.
Yeah.
I would just lose it. You're redesigning it. And I guarantee you the client will insist that this go a little bit larger.
Okay.
And here's the thing, yeah, you're the designer on this and I want you to have nice pieces in your portfolio, but I also want them to be realistic to the out in the real world. So going up in size 5 or 10% isn't going to kill you. And it will make it look more realistic to like a real world job on here. What do you guys think? What do you think of the illustration?
I think
I
it's
like it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Really great.
This can go much smaller. Well, not much smaller. I think on the original box, is this that large?
It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I would go a little bit smaller with it
Yeah.
too. I think. And the only other thing too, I'm gonna really watch you guys with your type. Who knows what I'm zeroing in on? I'll actually do it on your PDF here.
Orphan?
No. Come on, let me scroll. All right, who knows what I'm zeroing in on here?
The American classic.
First of all, make sure you run spell checker over everything.
Okay.
This is a huge no-no. Who knows what that is? Come on, some of you have taken my other classes.
It's misspelled.
It is misspelled, but that's not what I'm upset about.
Oh, the widow or something, or like,
Yeah, or something. Yeah, this is a widow. Whenever you set copy and you end up with one solitary line or word on the last line, that's referred to as a widow. And let me tell you, if you're interviewing for a job with another designer and they see widows in your portfolio, that's going to be a huge red flag that you don't know what you're doing with your type. When the easiest thing is go back into your copy, put the cursor here, hit returns, and then you have it received on here. And it's easy to do because you're doing flush left and rag right on there, so it's not going to really change the look of this. But everyone double check any copy you have on anything, make sure you have no widows on here. And did you not learn I before E except after C? All right, please run spell checker.
Okay.
All right, but other than that, this looks fantastic. I love your illustration.
Thank you.
I'll have to pull out the illustration I did for it.
Oh yeah, I would like to see that.
Send me an email to remind me and I'll pull it out.
Okay.
I think I only have it on a promotional piece. I don't think I have the artwork anymore, but I'll show it to you. But this looks great. All right, next, let's see who we have. Who is Bisquick?
that's mine. Sarah
Sa-
Park.
Okay, Sarah. So talk to me.
I always like eat pancakes, and whenever I go to like the pancake section, I always saw Bisquick, and it kind of looks like a like established brand, but then their pancake photo never looked good, and the graphics always kind of looked
Now I have
a little
to see.
outdated. So I always wanted to try it because it's been around for so long, but because the other packages looked so much more delicious, I would never buy it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So then I just wanted to see if like maybe kind of like updating their image, their logo, plus like adding like, but I wanted to keep like the colors just so that because it is like an established brand. It's been around for like a long time.
What do you guys think? First of all, that does look much more appetizing. My only concern is it's kind of more about the fruit on top and the actual pancakes are a little
Oh,
blown
okay.
out.
Yeah.
Where did you get the image for the pancakes?
I think it was like Pexels or like Pixabay.
Yeah,
One of those places.
same thing and this goes for everyone. iStock photo. I mean, I like the layout and the design of your piece very much, but I do think it's a little bit too much about the fruit.
Got it. Okay.
So look through here, send me what you do when you find one you like,
Okay.
and it can have fruit on it. It just like this shot, it's more about the pancakes, and the fruit and the blueberries are kind of secondary on it.
Got it.
So whenever you find this, hang on. Whenever you find a image you like on here, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know, probably not this one, that looks pretty sloppy. Go down here and look for this ID number at the down
Okay.
here. And if you email if you email me that ID number, I'll buy the image for you and I'll send it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because I have a subscription that I haven't really tapped into as much as I usually do this semester.
Okay.
So I have the ability to do that. But yeah, going back here, but the layout on here is great. I love that you updated the logo. It still looks a little vintage, but it looks more modern on here. I don't know if you need to, let me see if I still have that pulled up. Let's see. Here's the thing, if you're updating the look, I don't think you need to be a slave to the blue and the kind of teal color in here.
Okay.
And I'll leave it up to you. Your type directions with all this looks great. Everything else looks great on here. I would probably do your nutrition facts in black,
Okay.
just so it pops off. It may require you to have a white box under here. I'm not quite sure if legally, you know, for
Oh,
your
okay.
design, just leave it. But I
Okay.
would have nutrition facts look more like this, where it's black on the yellow back there.
Got it.
The one concern, I always advise people to do this, and I can do this in Photoshop here easily. Let's see. So this looks really good, but you want to make sure that you have good contrast on this. If I take the color out of this, oh, it actually did better. I was concerned that the logo was not dark enough, but no, you're good. I'll leave it to
Straight.
you.
Okay.
The whole layout on this is beautiful. I would just find a better shot, because this shot is really all about the fruit, and there's something really kind of weird and alien about this arm.
Okay.
So maybe just something that focuses on the food on there. And then as far as the yellow goes, you know, maybe what you can do is maybe go for something that's a little bit more sophisticated with the yellow. You know, maybe I'm just throwing ideas.
Oh, that looks
out.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, that tends to look a little bit more upscale or something if you take
Yeah.
it out of the primary colors. That might be a little too dark. I might go a little lighter with it, but just something that's still got a little desaturation to it. Even something like that really, I think, looks richer compared to the yellow. It looks a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah. Okay.
But the design of it is beautiful. So just first thing you should do, focus on the photo.
Okay.
All right. Next up, whose is this? Nick, are you here? Let's see. I do not see Nick. So I generally do not crit people who aren't here. So let me get rid of these. Let's go back here.
Yeah, that was mine.
Andre, this is you?
Yeah.
Give me just a minute. I'm going to release my dogs for a second. Hang on. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to let the hounds out of here. All right, so talk to me, Andre, about this.
Yeah, so it's a fruit parade pouches sold at Target. It's part of the Good and Gather brand. So for this one, it comes with 18 different pouches, 9 from unsweetened apple, and the other 9 being apple berry. The original box is illustrated, but I wasn't really that fond of the illustration, so I try to give it my own interpretation. I don't know if it's any good, but that was at least my attempt to try to see if I could try to use a different color scheme. I didn't like the color scheme from the original package, and I just tried to I attempted my own illustration at it, and I try to go with the angle with it being geared towards children, so it is trying to use that kind of vibe.
Comments, what do you guys think? What's nice about it is it's clearly kind of aimed at kids, but your style and everything, it has a certain sophistication to it that I really like. Here's the thing, what's the brand name on this? Good and Gather? Do they just say fruit puree pouches?
Yeah, so Good and Gather is part of the it's a generic brand made by Target. They make
Oh,
a whole
okay.
line of products. So it's basically just the Target generic brand for food.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks great. The one thing, and I advise everyone to do this too on here, is, let me see how I have this set up. Sometimes you get a little lost when you're designing the flattened the flattened layout on here. And what you always want to do is make sure you look at this, how it would appear on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're losing the face on here, which isn't a bad thing. And, I think it looks good. I think it's going to really stand out on the shelf. You can do that too with the side panels too, just to see what it looks like. If
Yeah.
it's displayed that way as well.
Yeah, the Big Apple, I was anticipating that. Now looking at it, the little small strawberry next to the apple kind of looks funny. So I know
Yeah, I think you at least want to have one full strawberry with a smile on it so that we get that in isolation. You can leave this one here, but maybe grab another one and have it down here a little bit.
Okay.
This looks great. The only thing and there are 3 words that every single client knows when dealing with design. Anyone have any idea what those 3 words are? Make it bigger.
Okay.
I think for especially being on a shelf, you're going to want to make this big enough that from a distance, I may have made it too big, but go at least a little bit bigger than what you have now on
Got
there.
it.
But yeah, add one little guy here so we can at least see one full with the face on there.
Got it.
Is there a reason why these 2 guys didn't get freckles or seeds?
Oh, the apples?
Yeah. Wait.
Well,
Oh, apple and berry. Got it. Got it. Got it.
right. Yeah. I use the color palette that's from Illustrator for fruit.
Okay.
So that's where I grabbed the color scheme from.
You might want to, let's see, because this color is the same as your berry, you might want to find something that screams apple a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not a big thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this obviously says green apple on here too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is great. I mean, it's really charming. I think it's just your nutrition labels. How big is this box in real life? Is it really like?
It's pretty huge.
Then
Because
this can go, then take your nutrition facts down,
Okay,
because it looks, if the box is really, let's see here. 4.5 to 10. So if your box is really 5.5, yeah, you could take this down at least 85% its current size and see what that looks like.
okay.
But this looks great, really nicely done. All right, let's see. Let me go back here. Whose was this? Alicia? Alicia?
Alicia.
Alicia, I'm sorry, I
No,
always
you're
do
good.
that.
I just, when I was younger, I wouldn't correct teachers, and then it went the whole semester like
No,
that.
you have to do it. I mean, I went my entire life with everyone saying Stefan, and I'm like, yeah, I was over it at one point. So talk to me on here.
So I have two options.
Okay.
Obviously in the corner.
Oh, here's the other one.
I'm liking the orange better, but I think the type is a bit stronger for at least just the Jiffy logo on the blue one.
Um,
But they're
I
similar.
I don't hate this, but I really like this. I really do like this font. Oh my God, Dachshunds. What a pain in the ass. All right. What do you guys think? We're just looking at type. I like this part, the corn muffin mix, the way you did that, but I just, there's something a little kind of not childish, but a little casual for Jiff. The word Jiffy already is pretty casual. And then when you do it in this kind of, what? No, we're not playing. There's when you, the word Jiffy already is very, very casual. And then when you do it in this kind of chunky, almost like, you know, graffiti type style type. And then you show me this one. This looks more like a brand I could get behind. So I would probably, let me see if I can, don't you love it when I play Frankenstein with all your stuff here? Let's take a look, shall we? So I'm going to cut your Jiffy. That's something you don't often hear people say. And let's see what it looks like. I may not have space for it. Let's see. What do you guys think? Obviously, this would all have to move down. I gotta say, Alicia, I really like it. Or Alicia, God. You should just find me every time I do that. I don't know. I kind of like that. To me, that looks like a bigger brand than that.
Yeah.
And there's a sophistication to the way you've laid the type out here, which then just seems like it's been, you know, all of a sudden now it's gone more cutesy with this type. So I love this font. One thing you may want to do on this, let me go back to it here in its original state. Again, you don't have to use your type the way you found it in here. What I would, and obviously this is easier to do in Illustrator. I would probably get rid of the ball serif on here.
Okay, because the first F, it didn't have it, and then I changed it and I put the one with it on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's an option without it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that. I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I think so.
And should I connect the on the F?
Oh,
Or-
have it connect like that? Yeah.
I mean the I'm trying to, I took typography, but I can't think of the name. The line.
Oh, here?
Like, is that awkward that there's a white space in between or no?
Well, here's your answer. Until you mentioned it, I didn't really notice it. Let's take a look what happens when you do it here. Let's see. Yeah, I would. That looks like I think that's going to look really cool. Obviously, you probably aren't going to want to use this color. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm pretty stuck on which color scheme to go with. I mean, between the two or completely change. Because with the blue one, I tried not to have so much black, but this one I intended to have black.
Let's see here. So I would move this down. You're not really encroaching on. Oh, let's put this there. And then you can just see what color, something like that looks really nice. I'm a big believer in when I'm trying to choose colors for everything, I look at the photos and everything, what does this look like? Or do you want to stay in that kind of, if everything else is kind of these yellows and orange and you go with more of the complementary blue green up here. The one thing I would advise, and I have to tell everyone this, obviously if we were on campus, I'd have you guys printing this stuff out. You would see that these colors are all going to go a little bit darker. So you might have to err, unless you're going to pull a Pantone color for Jiffy, you might have to err on going a little brighter with it, whatever color. But you have some colors you're already working with here. I would just test drive different colors, but I much prefer that logo on there. The only other thing on here too is this can go much smaller.
Okay, I just
Is it that big on the box?
Yeah, it's the same.
How big is the box?
It's like 5 inches. No. Yeah, 5 inches by like 3.
I would cheat it. I would go down something like that with it. Keep in mind, if you're really doing this as for a job, there's very specific federal regulations. We can cheat them for a class project here. But Alicia, the only other thing I would tell you, one of the things when you're designing for boxes, you have to realize you're going to lose a little bit of your cardboard in the actual turn of when in the actual fold itself. You're going to lose actually, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And what that means is the way you've designed this with your recipe on here, you have it coming really close to the edge of the box, but realistically, you're going to lose some of the space and you may end up with your recipe actually touching the edges of the box visually. So I would err on the side of caution on this and make it just a little bit smaller as well.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, people always, if we, again, I apologize for constantly saying if we were on campus. But that always throws everyone off because they design all these templates and they have everything lined up perfectly. But, packaging is actually not done on just a sheet of paper. It is usually a cardboard stock that has a thickness to it. And when you bend it, you're going to lose a little bit of real estate on the corner. So that's why even if you want visually something to look like it's touching the edge, you actually come in a little bit because otherwise stuff starts wrapping around where you don't want it. But this looks great. I think you're in really good shape there. So I'm real happy with it.
So we're
All right.
liking the orange?
I'm sorry?
Does the orange need to be lighter because it's going to print darker?
Well, here's the thing. If you always want to double check, because I always build everything RGB. If you just periodically go and open your piece in Photoshop, switch it to CMYK, and it will give you an idea of how the color is going to shift. So it actually wasn't too bad on here.
Mm-hmm.
If this were a real package, I would actually pull a Pantone color and pay to have the manufacturer pay for that orange. That orange is going to be really tough to hold up with a dot screen with CMYK. So, but obviously, if you look at any of the packages, I'm sure a lot of you saw when you unpeeled or deconstructed your box and you saw the color bar in there, you can tell when they've used Pantone colors. And running an extra color tends to be a little expensive, but if you think of something like Wheaties or something, if you're printing 5 million boxes a year, the cost of one extra color is not that prohibitive as it would be if you're doing, a smaller run of stuff. But I think for now, I would just leave it. If you try and render this in dimension, though, you're really going to have to play with the lights on it, because one of the issues you'll find is if this starts going into shadow at all, it's going to start looking kind of dirty, like a dirty pumpkin color. So you may just have to adjust your lighting on there, but these look great.
I'm sorry, I have another question.
Yeah, sure.
So right now I have 3 fonts on that orange one because the logo is 2 different ones, and then I did Century Gothic since it's like readable. But
Let me go back here.
Kind of crazy because the blue one only has 2.
So we're putting the other logo in here. You're using this. And the third one, is it since 1930? Or America's favorite since 1930?
Yeah, that's the Dazzle Unicase. But
So
like
this is, wait, so we've got one font for Jiffy. This is Century Gothic, right?
no, the corn muffin mix is Dazzle Unicase, and then just add egg and milk, and the recipe is Century Gothic.
Oh, I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
It's too decorative, the other one, I feel, for a recipe.
Yeah, it would be too hard to read. No, you're totally fine.
And then I'll probably send you the stock photo number for that photo.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright.
no, just send me the number and I'll download it for you.
Cool.
But it looks great.
Thanks.
All right, whose was this?
Oh, that's mine, Grace.
Oh, Grace.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm ready.
so talk to me here.
So I decided to redesign Mueller's pasta box, specifically their spaghetti box, the long and narrow one. I guess I wanted to give the package more of an update. I still don't know how I feel about using like the photo of the pasta in the back, and then in the middle there's an opening.
Comments, what do you guys think? Here's the thing, I would do one or the other. You don't want to have a photo of pasta against a window with the real pasta in there. I think it's going to be a little jarring.
Okay, I see.
I got to tell you though, I like your type layout on here a lot. Let me go here. I would just do, because you've got this bar that you're doing across the center of it like this, I would just treat it almost like color blocking. So I would have this be one color and then have wherever you have the photo, just choose colors that work with your gray and your red here. And then keep in mind, I wouldn't use anything that's got pasta color because you really want the real pasta to pop through the window in there. But I like, I like the way that this is a band and that you're only giving a hint. It almost looks like the pasta has a belly band wrapping around it. So ditch the photo up here. You could do solid colors here. You could do a little exploration of working with a pattern back here. But if you do a pattern, you want something subtle enough that's not going to interfere with the pasta we see through the window here.
Okay. So are there, because I was trying to keep with like a red, white, and blue and gray color scheme.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what kind of color to put back there because I did consider it like, oh, what if I use the
Well,
solid
here's
color?
the thing,
Yeah.
your pasta is going to be that yellowish color through the window.
Yeah.
This whole area can be white.
Okay, I see.
You could do a white or an off-white everywhere you see this here. You could do a grayish blue like you have here. And then have the pasta showing through. So I'm just going to do, and keep in mind, I'm just roughing this in really fast.
And you said also like patterns. So was there anything specific you were thinking of or?
No, I mean, I think it's an opportunity
Okay.
for you. I would keep it fairly simple.
Okay.
Let me do this here. Let's see. So there I just picked up part of the color from your photo in the background. You know, if you wanted to, you could potentially just do, you know, because it is spaghetti, you could just do a pattern that's, sorry, let's see here. You know, something simple that's just, you know, a pinstripe pattern back there. That could be kind of interesting. And keep in mind, if you're putting real pasta in the window, this coloring will be through the window. So I would just stick with white or a light gray or something that works with your color palette on there.
Okay.
This, I think you can get away with being smaller. Is that the actual size it is on the box?
Yeah, it takes up a lot of the space
Let's cheat that.
or like a
and
majority of the space.
Let's cheat it and take it down something like that.
Okay.
Because again, at the end of the day, this is a portfolio piece for you. And so if you want to be realistic and have this in here, but you also don't want it to really ruin your design. The last thing, Grace, I'd tell you on here, let me zoom in here. I really like the typography that you have going on here. One thing I think that would really finish it off is drop a guideline on the S here, drop a guideline on your I here. And then I think you really want to justify your type here. Again, I'm doing it in Photoshop. Don't do that. And then you can evenly space these out. In Illustrator, you can use the align control panel to evenly space stuff out, or with such a short word, you should be able to visually space it out. So then I think it'll just make it much more finished if this pasta spaghetti forms a nice block on there. And then I think it's going to be a real elegant, real sophisticated package on there. Did you have any other
All right.
questions?
No, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I think it's going to look really sophisticated, elegant. Let me know if you need a photo of straight spaghetti. So go to, again, go to iStock photo. So yeah, just find a photo, send me the image number, and I'll download it for you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. Teresa, are you here?
Yes,
You've waited patiently.
yes.
All right, comments. Teresa and I had a conversation the other day on this.
You want me to comment on it?
No, I'm just well, I
Okay.
don't even know why I bother, because no one ever says anything on here.
Or we're afraid.
What are you afraid of?
No.
I'm harmless.
Oh no. Well, I made some of the changes you suggested with the box of the little window of Rotini. I'm not sure if I made it big enough. Um, I made a pattern, but with the like the little vector drawings of the Rotini. However, I'm not real happy with the pattern.
Yeah, they got stretched. How come they got distorted?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to redo it.
Yeah, because I love your original little rotini drawing, but these got fat and stretched, and it looks like they got pulled.
Yeah, it's just, I guess it's how the pattern turned out. Now I'm going to redo the pattern
Well,
or
or if you put
modify it.
if you put the pattern in a rectangle and then you stretch the rectangle to fit the side, that would happen too.
I may have done that. I don't know. I was doing that. That was kind of my last minute.
Because
thinking
it's all
for it.
stretched horizontally, that's what it looks like. It looks
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
so just redraw the box and fill it with your pattern. You should be okay.
Okay,
I think this looks great. I only have a couple little tweaks to it.
okay.
Let me go here.
Yeah, I
So
like it too. It's pretty cool, and I like the kind of cardboard brown.
Yeah, the raw. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. If you go into dimension, if you do, and again, if you want to try this, you can. If you come down here to materials and dimension, you can actually, let's see. Here's cardboard.
Okay.
And your mileage may vary on this stuff. I don't know how realistic it looks. Let's see. You're probably better off sticking to your photo. This has gotten much better than it used to be, but it's still kind of, let's see, denim weave.
That looks really good how it is right now.
Yeah, then if that's the case, you would import only your type and the window shape, and you wouldn't import the paper background color on it.
Okay.
And the other thing too, you can do this like, and go through the video and it will show you how to do it. You can create your own light sources on here, however you want to do it. They pop up here. If you don't like them, you can go back and delete some of these. With the light source too, you can always have it later in the day and the shadow gets long, or you have it close to noon and then you can see the top's lit up. You can rotate the sun around here.
Oh, wow.
And then the last thing on dimension, well, I shouldn't say the last thing. You can put an environment in here. They have a few loaded in here like a tabletop. And if you drag it in there, you'll see this pop up where it says match image. And then it will actually put your box based on the perspective that's in here. I honestly think your work looks better just on a white background. It shows off your design better. Here's my only tweaks on yours, Teresa.
Okay.
Up here, you know, I was going to say part of me wants this moved up just a little bit. It's pretty minor. I like the way you did the sawtooth on here that mimics the type down here. This is the only thing I think you want to do on here. I'm going to drop a guideline on your type here. You really want to make sure this all lines up.
Actually, I thought it did.
What?
No, I actually thought it did, but I guess it doesn't. Obviously, it didn't.
See, that's where lying would be good. So on this one, I think you want all of this to line up as well. And I would do it justified here. So let's see.
Okay.
So chicken Alfredo, you might have to play with this to get all your, you might have to choose a different. So I would have this all,
Justified.
I would set it all justified so that your type turns into a block on here.
Okay. Okay.
And that will just really finish it off. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with, for time's sake here, I'm just gonna, let's see where I'm at here. For time's sake, I'll just take these out here.
So it would be okay to add more space between the words in order to accomplish that justification?
Yeah, if you want to, you could, because I know you customize that type,
Oh yeah, it's very customized, yeah.
but at least to get the spacing right, what I would do is go ahead and set it in Illustrator, and set it justified, and it will show you how to space everything out, and then you can put your own letters in there, your own words in there.
Okay,
So on yours, what is it? Veggie rotini pasta salad for the first line. So what was it? Veggie what? Rotini.
veggie salad, rotini pasta salad, pasta. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember either.
So here's the deal. I told you this trick when we talked the other day.
With the I.
Yeah, so for anyone else, if you ever want to do anything, I don't know why this is not justifying. I'll just put in. So here's the trick with type on here. And I showed Teresa this the other day. Actually, it does a pretty good, if you're doing justified, it does a pretty good job. What I would do on here when you set this and justify it, make sure to uncheck hyphenate,
Right.
because when you have the hyphens at the end, it kind of breaks the illusion. And then what I would do is just quickly set the words you have in here, and then you can just put this on a layer and lock it, and then just put your own words that you customized and just use this for the spacing on it.
Oh, okay.
And that will save you a ton of time, because obviously once you convert something to vector, you're not going to be able to, use the Illustrator justification option because it's not type anymore. But I think this looks fantastic. I really do. Fix the pattern.
Okay.
And I think it's just going to look really, really nice. I got
Okay,
nothing
now-
more.
Oh, I noticed how everyone else had like filled in their box and everything. I want to put the nutritional label, but as for the render,
No, here's the deal.
need
You are only required for the assignment to do the front panel, the front cell panel, and one of the sides.
okay,
For extra credit, if you want to do the back and the other side, you can do that. What I was advising people is, this is a example to show off your design skill. So using the panel with the nutrition label on it isn't going to give you the freedom to do a nice design on that panel. So I was advising people to do the front cell panel and a side. It can just be your pattern on it if you want it to be, or if you want to put come up with a nice recipe for a rotini pasta dish or something on there. But it's fine to be just the pattern once you fix it.
okay,
But it looks good. Looks
Okay,
very good.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Who is this? Do I have any takers? Jesse, are you here?
It says Jesse in the chat.
Jesse is not here. Is he in chat? I can't see chat while I'm sharing. Let me see.
He says yes in chat.
Are you here? Do you have no microphone? Okay. Oh, great. So it'll just be me talking. I think this looks great. I question the wisdom of putting chocolate on cornflakes, but other than that, where'd you, unfortunately, you can't talk right now. Let me see. All right. So I want to see what just the front panel looks like separate here. That looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. My one concern is from a distance, do you guys read corn quick enough? I really like the idea of the C in the, or it almost reminds me of the corn within the husk here. I just want to see one thing on this. What do you guys think about white?
I think it looks good.
What do you guys think, yellow or white?
White.
No one else is going to give Jesse some advice here?
I'm just not sure.
All right, let me try one other option here. What if instead of black, let's see, I'm going to choose like a dark, I'm thinking of like a vermilion color or something a little darker here. Especially for a morning cereal, there's just something harsh about the black. What do you guys think? Does that look a little friendlier?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is like one of the first things people see in the morning, and you don't want to kind of harsh their day with heavy black colors, but I like the layout and everything about it. Kellogg's in red is fine. Where did you get the image of the cornflakes? Am I just out of touch? Do people really put kiwi and chocolate on their cornflakes?
I don't think we all do.
Everyone, use your reactions and tell me if you think chocolate on cornflakes is a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll tell you what, Jesse, same offer I've made to everyone on here. I do like the direct down shot. Here's my fear. And I think this is too boring with nothing on it. Here's my concern for you. That at least is a little more interesting with the sugar and stuff on it. You can go for something that has fruit on it. Let's see if we can find a down shot with fruit on it. And keep in mind on some of these, it's very easy to retouch out the spoon if you like everything else about it. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a better down shot on here. Here's why I'm advising you to do that. I think if you go show this in an interview to anyone, everyone's gonna obsess of the chocolate on the cornflakes. And they're not even gonna look at the design, and I don't want that to happen to you on there. But otherwise, the whole design of this, I think, is really nice. It's very clean and sophisticated. So find a shot, send me the number, and I'm happy to buy it for me. But I like how kind of simple and clean, focuses on the product covered in chocolate. And I'll leave it up to you. If that's how you eat your cereal and you like it, go ahead and leave it. I'm fine with that. But if I was interviewing you, the very first question I would ask you when I saw this is, what's up with the chocolate on the cornflakes? So maybe it's just me, but otherwise, just really nice job. One thing on here too, Jesse, let me just double check this. Let me go back to. So one of the things you want to do, what I was saying earlier about not getting too close to the fold on here, I think you're kind of okay, although you have more space here than you have here. So I might take your whole type block up here and just use your keyboard and maybe click it over 3 clicks, and then I think you'll be fine. Make sure it's centered in the panel. And I think it's maybe just a little bit off, but otherwise it looks great. And then last but not least that I have, let me see if anyone else has sent stuff in. No, all right. So Scarlett, is this you? Are you here?
Yes.
Is that your drawing?
Yeah. Sorry, my dog.
Okay, your dogs are gonna set mine off very quickly here. Comments, what do you guys think?
I love the illustration. Cute.
The illustration really is great.
Yeah, and look at him over here winking. It's just super cute.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I only have a couple things. First of all, your illustrations are fantastic. I do think the Berea logo. Here's the thing. I like the Berea logo down here at the bottom. I can pretty much guarantee you the client's going to want it up here. I would look at moving the Berea logo up here, have it go a little bit bigger, and it can go behind your pasta, and then just shift over the farfalla. Take a look at it. It may look ugly if you do that, but I just have done enough packaging to know the clients really want their logos near the top up here. For the back, they would be okay with you putting the logo down here, but on the front cell panel, I'm pretty sure they're going to want it larger. Now it can go behind your pasta. You can create this illusion of space that the pasta is, you know, in space in front of it if you wanted to. Let's see. Let me just check it out here. All right, let's see. Now it suddenly seems too quiet without the dog barking. I am absolutely shocked that didn't set mine off. So here's kind of what I'm thinking on here. What do you guys think? Am I making it worse?
No, I think I could make that work.
Here's the thing, you know, it's a fine line, especially putting a portfolio together. You know, you don't want to be a slave to what a client may want or may not want. At the same time, you know, you want to be realistic in what you're showing in your portfolio to a certain extent. Oh. What do you guys think by getting the name up there?
Looks too crowded.
Yeah, it does look a little crowded. You know what? It's, you know what? It's a portfolio piece. Why don't you just go ahead and leave it? Because I really like it.
Okay.
And here's the reality on this. If we make this character tied to Berea, then we don't need to really see it. You know, if he becomes like Little Caesar is to the Little Caesar character is to Little Caesar's Pizza, then you don't necessarily need to see the name. So, all right, my exercise has failed, and that's what it's for. One thing I would suggest, same thing I'm telling everyone, go ahead and cheat your nutrition label down a little bit. So make that like
Okay.
90% that size. And can I make one suggestion?
Mhm.
Your guy, because he's winking, I almost want to see the directions by him. So he's like telling you it's so easy to do.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then it ties into, you know, he's got the wooden spoon, he's cooking, he's winking at you, see how easy it is. And I think it would just be really cute to have the directions actually be right by him.
Okay.
All right. But
Mhm.
this looks great. This looks really nice.
Thank you.
All right. Am I missing anyone?
Yeah, I think I sent mine to the wrong email, but I just resent it to
Okay.
the one here.
Let's see. Where did you send it?
Let me just double check what email it was.
First of all, who's talking? I can't see who's talking.
It's Kyle, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have it on any account.
Should I try it one more time?
It may not be going through. How big is your file?
Let me check, sorry.
If you click on the icon for the file and hit Command I or Control I, it should pull up a dialog box that will tell you how big the file is. Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle, I don't want to have everyone hanging on here waiting to do that. I'll tell you what, go ahead and send it to me. I'll mark it up and put my notes on it for you.
Okay.
All right. But everyone else, before you leave, make sure that you've put your name in chat so I can take attendance off it. And then once I close out the meeting, it's going to take about 30 minutes for this recording to convert into an MP4. So as soon as I get that, I'll post that up. So if you completely, you know, blank out on what we talked about, you'll have the recording to look at. All right. Anyone have any questions before I let you guys go? Otherwise, you guys are free to leave.
Oh, I did have one question.
Sure.
When we put it into the render, do
Oh,
we,
you're going to have a lot of questions when you put it into the render. Trust me.
oh, and I was concerned about the black lines on from our drawings.
You should take the black lines off before you put it in there.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, just turn it. If it's an Illustrator, just take the outline stroke away from it and make
okay,
it null.
okay.
Yeah, because if you don't do that, then they're going to end up being part of your box. And then if you enlarge it to get rid of it, then things aren't going to line up on the side with it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Like I said, the video should be up online by 1 o'clock if you want to refer to it. I'll put out a note. I want this assignment to be finally due next Wednesday. On Monday, I'm going to give you your final assignment, which is going to be a complete beverage branding. And I think you're going to need the remaining 6 weeks to get the job done on there. So it involves creating a label and branding for the bottle and for a 6-pack carrier or 4-pack carrier. So I will get that job or that assignment posted on Monday. but everyone should be wrapping up this box assignment by, and we'll do a final crit on Wednesday. Final crit will go much faster because we're just going to look at your final template design and then how it turned out in the render. All right, and then we'll go through that pretty quickly. All right, I'm going to let you guys go unless you have any other questions. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, guys.
you.